Hey guys, Sharpend here. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a sample pack project I've been working on for quite a while that is called instrument packs. So, instrument packs are basically samples that I recorded using my portable microphone. It could be foley samples and it could be real instruments such as guitars, percussion sounds, and such. The thing is that every time I get to record a foley sound or an instrument, I try to incorporate it into a track. And once I succeed in making a complete track that features the instrument that I recorded, I upload the track and I upload the instrument pack with it. So that means that each track that has an instrument I recorded is going to come with samples of that instrument that you can download for free and use in your own tracks. So far I made 9 instrument packs, which means 9 tracks that feature various foley or instrument sounds that I got to record. And from this week forward, I'm going to start making tutorial videos for each one of the instrument packs. So these videos will include how to use these samples, some suggestions, how does the sample pack sound like, and most importantly, how did I include it in a track. So in this video, I'm going to show you the latest instrument pack I released, which comes with the song I released just very recently, a love song for 5. And this instrument pack is a Jazzy Drum Kit. So it includes samples of one drum kit. Most of these samples are very damp and they are recorded from distance usually, so it gives you a very dampened sound and a very subtle and calm drum kit sound. So this pack includes, for example, some brush snares such as these. It includes some ride sounds that are being recorded from a distance such as these. It includes some room sound kicks, and it includes a lot of dampened toms. So that means that I took a tom drum and then I put sweaters on top of it and like phones, anything that can dampen the sound to have a very fast decay sound, such as these. As you can hear, some of these have some additional high end. It's thanks to some bells that I put on top of the drum, like here. And that is pretty much the instrument pack. So now I'm going to show you how I use these sounds in a full song context in my latest track, A Love Song for 5, that came with this instrument pack. So this song is very calm. It's also in 3/4, and that is why I use this minimalistic drum kit. This it has a very dampened sound, so it fits perfectly for the kind of mood I was going for. So the drums first appear in the first chorus. It's only the ride samples and a brush snare. So I took one of the ride samples and I just made a loop in which I changed each of the notes' velocities so that it sounds slightly more interesting, like this. And in addition to it, I used the brush snare, which sounds like this. And on every second snare, I also added a short snap sound to add some variation. So together they sound like this. You can barely hear the sound of the snap, but it gives it a slightly different sound from the first snare. So altogether it sounds like this. A pretty simple loop, and in the original song it sounds like this. So again, a very simple loop to keep the groove going and to let us know that it's the chorus. And it's only the right samples and the snare sounds only because it's the first chorus. So I wanted to keep it simple. Then in the second verse I used the exact same ride loop sound and also the brush snare without anything else, so it's exactly like the chorus. It's used to keep the groove going, and it sounds like this in the second verse. Right here. So again, it's very simple, but things get a bit more interesting once we get to the second chorus, in which I started to introduce the rest of the drum kit. So there's a Dampened Tom sample that sounds so boomy that it sounds like a kick drum, so I used it as a kick drum. It sounds like this. And I layered it with a room kick to give it a wide sound, like it's a couple of drums playing together. So together they sound like this. And then there's our brush snare and our ride loop. And then there's some additional tom sounds to give it some variation, which are right here. As you can hear, these sounds also sound slightly like a kick drum. This is the additional tom sound, but this one sounds more dominantly like a kick, so I chose this one to be a kick and this one to be a sort of a regular tom sound. So here it is again, and here there's another sample of it with some bells. So as you can see, it has some high end thanks to the bell sound, and also it's recorded from distance, so it doesn't have a very boomy and sharp low end. So here's how it sounds. And I also took some drumstick sounds to add some variation to the fill. They sound like this. So altogether it sounds something like this. And one more thing I did was taking the double bass and the piano sound in the original track, and I decided to sidechain the kick to them so that each time the kick hits, these sounds duck to give some extra space for the sound. So it sounds like this. Let me enable the sidechain. Here it is. So now you will see that each time the kick hits, our double bass sound ducks. So this gives some room for the very subtle tom kick to breathe, because it isn't too aggressive, so I needed it to have some space in the track. So altogether in the second chorus it sounds like this. So as you can hear, the second chorus has a more complex version of the first chorus drum loop. And once we get to the bridge, you can see that it's only the ride loop and the brush snare sample. But together they add a lot of necessary rhythm to keep the chorus and to keep the bridge going. Here's how it sounds in the bridge. As you can hear, the brush snare is sort of like answering the glockenspiel melody each time it hits, and the rides are there to, again, keep the rhythm going. And once we get to the ending of the track, there's no more drums, so it ends at around here. So as you can hear, there's some heavy rain ambient sound in the back, and this ambient sample also comes with the instrument pack. It sounds like this, and throughout the end of the track it gets more intense, so it sounds like this. And once I finished using the brush snares and the ride samples, I just kept the rain ambience going throughout the end of the track, so you just hear the piano and some rain ambience. And that is how I featured instrument pack number 9 in a full track. If you'd like to hear how it sounds in the full track, check the description below. If you'd like, you can scroll through my YouTube channel or SoundCloud to download the rest of the instrument packs. Just click on any song that has instrument pack in its title, and there should be a download link for it in the description below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what subject you want me to cover up next time.